Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Reveal New Destinations with Emerald Waterways. My name is Cara Kurtz, and I am the coordinator of business development at ASTA, and I will also be the organizer for today's presentation. We are very happy to welcome today's presenter, Mark Junette with Emerald Waterways. He is the Regional Sales Director of the West Coast. We are also going to be joined later by Ian Chamberlain, VP of Sales for Scenic USA, and ASTA's very own Jack Grant. As a longtime traveler and professional in the travel industry for the last 2 decades, Mark, our presenter, has an intense passion for seeing the world and encouraging others to take part. Be where they are travelers or tourists or simply curious souls wanting to explore the connected way of our cultures. Mark has been journeyed to over 38 countries, all but 4 of our 50 states in the United States. And Mark, again, is the Regional Sales Director for the West Coast for the Scenic Group and will be the host of today's webinar. Now that we know a little bit about Mark, before we get started, I'd like to point out a few important features on your screen that will allow you to interact with us via the web. We'll be answering all your questions at the end of this webinar. To ask a question, you'll be using your GoToWebinar pane. Near the bottom of this pane, there is an area that says questions. If you click the arrow next to where it says questions, this will open up another pane, which you'll be using to communicate with me today. If you're having trouble hearing this presentation, please make sure that your speakers are turned all the way up. And if you've called in, please try hanging up and dialing back in again. You can send me any technical issues via this questions pane, and I will try to answer them via the same pane to the best of my ability. Please also note that all audience members are muted. We certainly want to hear from you all, but with so many people on today's call, background noise would prove to be prohibitive, and we want to ensure that everyone can hear our entire presentation. Please remember, 2 of today's lucky webinar attendees will win a gift card, one courtesy of ASTA, and one $200 Amazon gift card courtesy of our presenter. In order to be eligible to win either of these gift cards, you must be on this presentation from beginning to end, and we'll be announcing the winners live after our Q&A session. Finally, remember that this webinar is being recorded and will be available for your on-demand viewing at asta.org by early next week. Now, without further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome the Scenic team. Anne and Mark, please take it away.
Cara, thanks so much for that really nice welcome, and for you, for all the ASTA team, the good work you guys are doing in DC and throughout, fighting for our advisors and our independent contractors out there. It's great to be here. And thanks for those attending to invest time with us to learn more about Emerald. It was going to be a secret guest, but now I guess we got a nice VIP guest to join us as well. So Ann Chamberlain, our Vice President of Sales, I think I heard that you chimed in. What do you got to say?
Hi, Mark. Thanks for letting me join your call. Hi, everybody. I saw this webinar scheduled for ASTA, and I was so pleased that we were doing this for our National Trade Association. And I just want to say hello to all of you. I know we have a big group on the phone. I wanted you to hear my voice and tell you I just absolutely love working at Scenic now. I left ASTA in September after ASTA's global convention. And it's been a whirlwind since then, introducing the new Eclipse, which Mark will talk about that. The Azzurra, we just launched her news last week. And I wanted to also let you know that ASTA continues to be a very special organization to me. I appreciate what Zane Kirby is doing with the senior leadership team. You just had your legislative day, as Mark mentioned, and the work that you continue to do on behalf of the industry is something that I very much want to get behind. So that being said, I wanted to announce that Scenic Group has made a diamond level supplier sponsorship to ASTA. And what that means is that we'll be doing more webinars, that when you get your ASTA magazine, that we're taking out double page spreads in every issue of the magazine. You'll be seeing us, our products in ASTA webinars. We're participating in the premium meeting. The chapter system is very near and dear to my heart. I know that's run by Jasmine and Bob and the regional directors at ASTA. I put my money behind that as well to support the chapters at a local level, as well as sponsor their national events. So I wanted you to know that ASTA remains very important to me and the work that we do for the industry. So you'll see me out at your global convention, at a lot of your advocacy dinners and things like that. And I just really look forward to seeing all you guys in person. And in return, I hope that you're able to support our products and cruises. So thanks, Mark. Back to you.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a nice mention and all the good work. It's just incredible, guys. For every corner of where we go, myself out my sales territory out here in the West, we've got 9 or 10 other folks, internal, external, out taking care of our good partners. Here's my contact information and a bunch of different fun photos, including a couple of Ann and myself as we've been able to get around to different experiences from our christening to our event last week. But certainly take it down, and I can always put you in touch with any of our team wherever you might be. So thanks again for coming through and chiming in. Today, we're going to cover Emerald as a whole. Really, the overall and overreaching Emerald is what it is today versus what you might be familiar with from a season or two ago. So a little bit about our backstory, realizing that a lot of you are coming in either knowing us pretty well, and maybe some of you are coming in not even knowing us at all. And that's great. That's job security for Anna and myself, but it's also an opportunity for you to learn about us, to build into a partnership and to build more of Emerald business in your portfolio. So with that, I'm going to talk about our exceptional value. That's a pillar of our company that we've got to get across to you and what that means to you. More importantly, what it means to your clients. We'll talk starships and yachts, and we'll also share with you an exclusive ASTA booking offer that only ASTA advisors were able to put out for their clients. You know, I am a bit of a travel geek. I love what I do. Thank you, Cara, for that nice introduction. Before travel, I used to sell life support equipment to the medical facilities. Now I feel I sell life and living equipment. And with that, I love good travel quotes. So I do feel it leaves us speechless and then turns us into these amazing storytellers. And there's nothing more fun than sharing stories with friends and the different places they might work compared to where you work in this industry and the things you get to do. And why not? You know, this is what our story is all about. With this, I also have to share our backstory, kind of where we came from as a company. So 34 years ago in Warrnambool, Australia, Glenn and Karen Maroney here on the screen, they're the dynamic duo. They're the power couple that put together the Scenic Group, which of course originally was Scenic Tours. It was a motor coach company down in Australia, and it still is. Now it's a global tour company along with our other brands. And there's a couple of key things here to know about this power couple. Glenn is the visionary. He's the one that brings the innovation and creates these amazing concepts and experiences. Karen, thank goodness, she's the one that makes it all happen behind the scenes, from design phase, running our different journey folks to get people to make us look so amazing. It's innovations, it's little tricks and different things that this couple likes to put into the experience, and always comes back to making it the best for the guests. One of those simple ones is a motor coach that the concept came from Europe about having 2 entrances so they can get into the destination quicker, get back onto the coach faster, and get to that next spot that much sooner. So that was our motor coach phase. And then around 2005, 2006, we started chartering other river cruise ships just to kind of get a taste and put our toe in the water, if you will, of what river cruise industry was doing at that time. And with that, Glenn proved that he wanted to build 2 custom-built river ships for our Scenic brand. And the big thing there was having river ships with real balconies, and we called them spaceships. Now, just 12 years later, we have 26 ships with all of our brands and growing. So we're trying to grow smart and slow and also keep just ahead of the demand of what your clients are asking for in either new destinations, experiences, or just bringing some of those different places to life for them. So today's all about Emerald. In 2014, we launched Emerald Waterways, partly because we felt there was an underserved 4-star, more of a mass market population to go after in the demographics of the US and North American region. And along the way, we've got some terrific awards from various sources, both from you guys, thank you, in the trades, but as well as our cruisers and the people that turn into our guests and come along with us. If you are one of the ones that maybe not real familiar with Emerald, know that we get the word out in different brand awareness exercises. So different trade press, telecasts, you name it, different ways we let people know that we're a company and we're out there and good to do business with. My mama still calls me every time we give a trip away on Wheel of Fortune. And she calls me and says, oh, you gave another trip away. And I say, oh, I love you, Mama, but it wasn't me, it was the company. But it's just another way to let people know after a while, hey, you know, Emerald Waterways, I know that brand, I've seen them somewhere. I think I'll call my travel advisor and get myself booked. And then sometimes you get picked up with different stories. You know, not too long ago, USA Today travel section picked us up and they talked about what it's like to do a river cruise, and they kind of showcased the ship and the destinations we go to. But please know this, over 95% of our bookings in our business come through you, our travel partners. And thank you, by the way, for all the behind the scenes work that you do, all the T's you cross, the I's that you dot, putting people in amazing, safe destinations. Know that we feel that people have to keep calm and use their travel agent, or in this case, their travel advisor. So thank you for the work you do for your clients and for the partnership you do with us. So get back more to Emerald Waterways. I kind of shared with you the fact that we've got some awards over the last few years since our launch in 2014. One of the most important ones leans into really what Emerald is about, and that's its exceptional Emerald value. So Cruise Critic has given us the best river cruise for value 4 years in a row, and as of this a couple months ago, 5 years in a row now as best value in river cruising. Let's talk about that a second. You and I are travelers. We like the most bang for our buck. So even though value might not be the sexiest term to talk about when you talk about river cruise, it really does come down to the heart of the matter of a real traveler trying to make the best of their travel dollar. And for Cruise Critic to award us that 5 years in a row really makes us humble. We're very honored by that, but we're also not sitting back on our laurels just waiting for it to come along. We're always tweaking things, adding things. Maybe it's a new destination, something on the ship, something onshore, or even a new category like we'll talk about here in a bit. We do have 8 starships for Emerald, and here's the calendar of when they were launched and when they're coming about. Our most recent is the Emerald Harmony, which we launched over in the Mekong, and she's a terrific, gorgeous ship. And then we have another one, our 9th ship will be on the Rhine-Main-Danube, the Luna, coming in 2021. I thought it'd be important to show you a couple of videos. One of them, as we go along, I know they can be choppy sometimes, but the imagery is too important not to miss.
Emerald Waterways represents a new chapter in the world of river cruising. Since our debut in 2014, we've modernized the river cruise experience by building the newest ship, combining insightful itineraries with a fully inclusive service, which we call exceptional Emerald value. Our river cruises offer you a unique, affordable and leisurely stay with a difference, and have led to us being awarded Best River Cruise Line for Value by Cruise Critic. Our deluxe fleet of revolutionary starships promise contemporary comfort and unique onboard innovation, while our generous, fully inclusive offering combines affordability with great dining, exceptional service, and immersive itineraries across Europe. We take great pride in ensuring every journey is perfectly planned, and each guest enjoys a relaxing, exciting, and insightful river cruise experience, whether you're sailing aboard our award-winning fleet or exploring a nearby town for the day. We cruise the Rhine, Main, Danube, Moselle, Son, Rhone, and Azzurra rivers.
That's right. We just launched a ship on the Douro just a couple seasons ago. So she's over there with our sister ship on Scenic. They're our own ships, so we didn't purchase them from local controlling interest. They're our own designs, just like the ones you saw in the video. And yes, just like all the Emerald cruises you would expect, it comes with this exceptional Emerald value. So let me define that for you a little bit. You know what that exactly means? Well, on Emerald, every day your client's going to have an excursion to enjoy. And it's not just a quick walk around the square. These are amazing in-depth excursions that we use to highlight the destinations. Then we have something called Discover More, which are optionals that they can add, but you can pre-book them that makes them commissionable. And then that way they can customize their itinerary and their trip how they want. Additional to that value is all tips and gratuities are included, which is terrific. Airport transfers, no matter how they book their air, be it with points, with you, what have you, they're there for embarkation, disembarkation, and then of course the service level. So we vet our team very closely. We make sure they qualify and know their stuff, and also have that real what I call hospitality heart, that passion for where they live and to tell those stories and to share the different experiences. And then the simple things, having the Wi-Fi included, having bicycles available. Today's 60-year-old is certainly not like yesterday's 60-year-old, so there's definitely an awareness and an increase in the active excursions and inclusions that we have on board. And then so much so we even have an Emerald Active manager on board to do different things like yogas and take folks on hikes or different nature walks. So these are kind of the core of what makes that exceptional Emerald value really come to light. And then there's even more. So Emerald Plus are some of these excursions that we also include, be it the traditional cake baking experience when they go to the Black Forest, or doing the Hungarian dinner and dancing, which everyone always has great energy from. One of the ones we get the most positive feedback is the home-hosted tea with a local Slovakian family, where we take our guests out in the motor coaches, drop them off at different homes. They have a chance to break bread, share stories, and kind of learn about what it's like to live in those particular areas. And it really, really connects folks from around the world, from our guests to the locals. And then as far as the design of the Emerald Waterways starships, they're very modern and contemporary. A lot of people will usually compare them very much like a W hotel. So very clean lines, lots of different space. So here you see our Horizon lounges and bar, different places that people hang out in. This is usually the core of the ship. For those of you that have kind of been on river cruises, you know, the lounge areas where a lot of people congregate, and our cruise directors give these amazing port talks. Sometimes we'll have lecturers, or maybe here's where we have the musical performance from a local troupe to kind of, again, enhance that destination. And then we have a couple of restaurants on board. We have Reflections Restaurant, which will have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. These first-class buffets for breakfast and lunch, and these 4-course dinners for dinner. And you can see some of the fare there and the surroundings, and these gorgeous floor-to-ceiling windows taking in the view. And then one of my favorite spots personally is the terrace. So this is great for early or late riser breakfast. They want nibbles during lunch. It's a great place to kind of sit out there at the bow of the ship under these awning with the heaters if it's inclement weather or big, beautiful air going across. Enjoy what is to have there. And then to kind of share with you how our staterooms are designed in square footage, we go from everywhere from 162 square feet on our Emerald stateroom on the bottom deck up to 210 square feet for the balcony and the grand balcony suites. You'll see the difference between more of an interior balcony, if you will, with that electric window that raises and lowers at a touch of a button, or a grand balcony, which is more of an external balcony, private, with privacy screens on either side and that wall of windows that collapse, open up that entire space for folks to enjoy. And then we have our owner's suite, 315 square feet, separate bedrooms, separate entertainment area to kind of hang out, enjoy that balcony view and watch the world go by and be truly pampered. And speaking of, on board we'll have masseuse, salon. We have a little mini gym on board the ship to keep their health up. And it's nice to have those touches. Just let your clients know if they do want to book the services, to book them early and often. And I've heard they're terrific prices for like an hour massage after they get done walking around the cobblestone streets of Europe. And I talked about innovations earlier. You probably see some of them coming across with the ship itself. And one of the ones we get a lot of good feedback is our heated pool. So this is about 12 by 18 feet. It's 4 feet deep and has about room for about 30, 35 seats around there. And there's even a little mini bar, what do you know, tucked into the corner. But look at the site, look at the view that the guests enjoy. And then there's a retractable roof. So the pool is usable in any type of weather. And of course, being the innovative company that Emerald likes to be, at night, we push a button, the staff comes in and reconfigures the seats. And what do you know, we turn it into a movie theater. So that is a fun thing to do a number of times during the cruise. And we're showing, recent movies, or sometimes things like The Sound of Music or whatever, to get people to really enjoy where they're cruising to, but also to have a good hangout and fresh popcorn and people bringing drinks to them. So if you're curious about what Emerald cruises, we'll go into all the rivers that your clients are clamoring about, the ones they're really asking about. No one's digging any new rivers, but certainly we got it covered along the Rhine, Main, Danube, south of France, Douro, We even do some charter space in Russia and down in Egypt. The popular itineraries coming out of the U.S. market, though, I wanted to share with you. And for those that book river cruise all the time, probably not a lot of surprises here. For those who are just getting into it or just getting to learn Emerald, know that Nuremberg to Budapest is the #1 week-long cruise. Or if they're going to go all the way to Europe, I always encourage my partners to book the 11-day, which adds that 3-day Prague extension. For folks that have a couple of weeks to enjoy, the Splendors of Europe, a little further down the list, that's our second most popular and certainly the most popular 2-week program. And what a terrific itinerary, taking in Rhine and Danube, the different personalities of those rivers and what they have to offer. South of France, Douro, white-hot itinerary. That's something that you have to book a year and a half in advance at least. And then there's some folks that will do a combo. They'll do a French river, they'll come down and do the Danube, or something along those different variations. And then for those that have already been there, done that, we got some nice either seasonal itineraries like the Charms of Holland, or like I mentioned, Mekong, Russia, or Egypt as different alternatives. And then just a show of hands, a virtual show of hands. How many are doing groups, you know, be it friends and family, fraternal groups, clubs, memberships, you name it. This is the fastest growing segment of our bookings coming from you, our trusted advisors, in the different groups you guys are in touch with, the ones that you cultivate and book year after year, looking for either different experiences or different destinations. We got a lot of nice things that come along with groups, like our EGV program with different points that you can apply and decide how it gets used in different amenities, like very much you guys are used to with the different ocean cruising. And then also on our website, I thought there was this one piece that was kind of important, maybe not for you so much, but also to share with your clients. And it's the first timers for river cruising. And I realized as I looked at some of this content, it's not just for first timers. There's a lot of great information in here that shows comparatives, that shows, you know, how to pack, what to expect. And even for folks that have maybe been on a river cruise once or twice before, maybe haven't been on a river cruise in 10 or 12 years, it's a whole different world now of what awaits for them. And then here's something, if you're taking notes, you're certainly, hopefully you got a pen and paper handy. If not, here's the time to bring it out. For both our brands, Scenic and Emerald, on river cruising, we're the only company that offers this river cruising coverage. I thought it was critical to share this with you because this is included. It doesn't cost your client anything. It's something we've done to partner with a global insurance company that covers the cost of the cruise should there be any delay, cancellation, weather, natural disasters, etc. Nothing more for the guests to pay. We've got them covered. And if you notice, from things like tipping gratuity, airport transfers, river cruise coverage, these are things we're trying to put out there so that it gives the guests, your clients, peace of mind to come cruise with us. There's some terrific offers in the marketplace right now. Great time to get your clients booked this time of year, early in the season, because that's usually the best time for the best offers. So we've got a lot of good offers wrapped around air or reduced air costs. There's things that have drink packages included or maybe some onboard credit, depending on the destination and duration. And of course, you know, where they're going. So from Southeast Asia cruises, for our yacht cruises, and certainly our river cruising, no matter where we're going, we've got some terrific offers for you to offer to your clients. Now, we talked about Emerald Waterways a lot, and that's certainly our river cruise side of the business, or I should say our brand. But let me now introduce you to the mothership, which is Emerald Cruises. So we talked about Emerald Waterways a little bit. It's time for me to introduce to you Emerald Yacht Cruises. And this is literally brand new, hot off the press. We just announced this last week. Some of you maybe have seen some of the PR and some of the announcements and articles being written about it. But we have announced Emerald Yacht Cruises, intimate experiences, exotic destinations. This is a gorgeous little yacht that we are building out. And I thought it'd be important to maybe bring along our founder to actually hear it in his own words from a Night of Stars event we did in Australia just this last weekend. So here's Emerald Azzurra. And I'm hoping that a number of you leaned back and said, wow, and said, look at that. And now think about some of the ships that might be in that Mediterranean area that we're going to go up against. And I think we've got a winner. So let's hear Glenn.
provide all the public space, safety, stability, and the amenities that our guests would enjoy. It only has 50 cabins, the smallest cabin, and there is only 6 of these, are 18 square metres. That's our leading cabin category on the main deck. The next stateroom up, our balcony staterooms, the smallest of which is 28 square metres and ranges up from there. We have terrace and yacht suites, which are on the aft of the ship. These are upwards of 60 square metres and really provide a spectacular view of the Mediterranean. And then, of course, we've got the owner's suite, which is 111 square metres. But it's not just about luxurious cabins and large spaces there, it's about the other amenities on the ship. So to go to Horizon Bar and Lounge, once again, we've only got 100 guests. This is 240 square metres. So it's a large space. And just like on our river cruises, this will be the hub of the ship. This will be where people will go for a drink before dinner and after dinner. We have some speakers, etc. Reflections Restaurant. Typically with restaurants, they talk about 2 square metres per guest. It's quite spacious. That's a good size. Reflections is 315 square metres for only 100 guests. Could easily accommodate 160, and it'll have seating for 130. Plus, on the outside, seating for another 48 guests on the terrace, which is immediately behind Reflections Restaurant, for open air dining, breakfast, lunch and dinner. The Pool Café, I'm sure, will be a very popular spot, 240 square metres in total, including the pool, and over 200 square metres without it. But this, I'm certain, will be extremely popular. And I've got to tell you, it is mega yacht cool. This infinity pool, I think there are going to be a hell of a lot of people watching this ship go past saying, who's the billionaire on there? There'll be 100 of them, so at least they'll get treated that way. This is another area. This is 250 odd square metres, and it's right on the top of the ship, spa, outside deck area, and I'm absolutely certain this is going to be a really popular spot. It's going to be a lovely place to be on the top of the ship. Observation lounge for those people who just want to get away, have a cup of tea, read a book, and of course a very large observation deck at the front. For those people who might want to get down to the gym, a full gym and spa area, treatment rooms, sauna, steam room, and also a hairdresser on board. And where are we going to sail? Most importantly, because that's what this ship is all about. It'll go into all the major ports, but the area that we wanted to keep, only being 110 metres long, it can get into all the small ports. So, yes, we start in Barcelona, finish in Rome, but it's all the little ports in between that'll make this really special. So we've got Western Med, Rome to Venice, Adriatic coast, Greek islands, Turkey, and then in the winter months we get down to the Red Sea and the Holy Lands. It's a 12-month program in the Mediterranean and the Red Sea. A lot of what the ship is about is getting into those smaller ports, and there's quite a few here where we literally pull up right in the centre of town, because the locations that you pull up will totally allow people to go on and off the ship at their own request and do whatever they want to do for the day and explore at their own, come back when they feel like it without any set itinerary. You can see a yacht in there at the moment. That's where we'll be pulling up. It's right in the middle of town. There's some beautiful other places like this, the really local little villages. And of course, because we've only got 100 guests, we can go to the local market. We can get fresh fish. We don't have to provision so much. We set up all of the provisioning on set itineraries where we genuinely use local fresh produce on a daily basis. This one here I really love, Pran in Slovenia. Beautiful little township. As you know, Slovenia has a very, very small piece of coast. Beautiful old village, somewhere where people can walk on, explore themselves, get back on the ship, go back out in the afternoon, do as they please. I'm certain you'll find it extremely popular. That's our big announcement. The ship will be sailing from July 2021.
So, What do you think? Is it a big wow for you? I hope. A big wow for your clients, especially. A lot to take in. Brand new, just announced. Here's some fun facts. And these are the ones maybe you want to scribble down, have handy, and then certainly get a hold of me or any of my colleagues, and we'll get you the actual fact sheet to study yourself, but also share with your clients. So she's being built, be ready to launch in July of 21. She's on sale right now, so bookings are open. She's only 360 feet long, only 100 guests, so that's 50 staterooms. She's about 53 feet wide. So we all just watched the Super Bowl, or most of us did. She's basically the length and the breadth of a football field, and that's a lot smaller than you think, which is going to give us a huge advantage to get into some of these wonderful ports that Glenn was talking about. And we'll have 64 crew members taking great care of your clients as they cruise along with us. So let's start at the top real quick. The Sky Bar, wonderful place, probably where I would spend most of my time. I'll show you a couple of details and images about that later. As we work our way down, besides having the Sky Bar pool up there, now we get to the pool and the cafe with that infinity pool off the back. You saw that terrific shot. And as we work down the next 4 decks, those are where the different staterooms and restaurants and different areas might be. So Horizon Bar, the great observation lounge, both internal as well as the observation deck that people can go out and do their King of the World impression if they want. We'll have a wellness area, so you saw the gym, sauna, spa, and then off the back we'll have these marina platforms. We'll have all our different toys, our Zodiacs, our paddle boards, what have you. And then our 3 tenders will actually have a drop-down front so that we'll be able to have a true yacht experience, get the guests out in the tender, find an island, go out, drop the platform down, have them walk off into the beach to have some splash time, sunning, enjoying the beautiful warm waters of the Mediterranean. Around the Horizon Bar and Lounge, I know Glenn talks in meters, so I'll convert a lot of this over to footage or square footage. This is a terrific space. Again, like the river cruising, the hub of the ship, port talks, the gathering place, which is where they get a lot of information, their drinks, and what have you. And the space on the Azzurra compared to what's currently in the marketplace is spectacular, sometimes double or even triple the industry standard. And that was purpose built so that we give our guests that much more space to enjoy themselves. Reflection Restaurant, of course, will be serving terrific meals, provisioning from the local markets. Again, only 100 guests, so we're able to really take advantage of the different ports we'll go into, this great little super yacht to be able to tuck in and grab a lot of local fare for our guests to enjoy. Talk about highlighting a destination. And then the Terrace. I think seating for about 48 guests, probably the place. Again, I'd probably be most of the time. I'm a SoCal boy, so give me al fresco anytime, but terrific for breakfast, lunch, and dinners. Be able to enjoy yourself, take in those Mediterranean crosswinds as they come across, and just have an amazing experience. Or the Pool Café. Again, this is where the pool is with that infinity pool dropping off the back, and then plenty of seating around, a little bar area, a little place for snacks and nibbles and whatnot. And why not? I mean, look at this environment that they'll be hanging out in as they're watching the world go by. And again, the size of this yacht, able to get to and close to shore, wave at the locals, check out the sights, and then be able to drop down into the marina platform and go off as they wish. Here's that shot of the sky deck and the spa pool I promised. Now you can see why that would be a terrific place to hang out, probably one of the more popular ones. It's got everything you need there, right? It's got the sun, the shine, the bar, and of course the spa pool to enjoy. We'll also have quiet places where people can kind of tuck away, read that book, just chill out, just appreciate where they're at in the world. This is the internal with the observation lounge, and out there would be the observation deck for folks to get out there and do what they wish, or keep themselves up to their exercise regimen with the latest in the gym equipment. And we'll, of course, we'll have sauna and the spa. And I imagine as we get our activity managers routed out for their duties, we'll probably have different things available there. And then where your clients are going to sleep, well, we've got 6 ocean staterooms. So instead of having a little small porthole, we've got this big, gorgeous window to be able to see the sights. There's only 6 of these, ranging from 182 square feet to 204 square feet. Now, all of the rooms are going to have gorgeous queen-size beds, Egyptian cotton linens. They're going to have wonderful facilities, bathrooms, a hair dryer, soft close drawers, a lot of different touches. And as you come up in different staterooms, they're just going to get better and better with different amenities. So we have 36 balcony staterooms, which is going to be the bulk of all the staterooms we have since there's only 50, ranging from 285 to 306 square feet. There's also a couple of deluxe staterooms that go a little bigger than that. And then our Terrace Suite, terrific space, 648 to 669 square feet. And then there's going to be some added amenities, different service levels for the different level of suites that we're going to be adding in here. I think, of course, the best part of the Terrace Suite is simply that, this great terrace off the back of the ship with plenty of room to have some folks over, entertain, enjoy your other guests along the way, or just have a place to chill out that you can call all your own as you kind of cruise on your own yacht in that experience. Unless you're in the owner's suite. Now there's 2 of these off the front, going from 1,162 to 1,192 square feet. Terrific space. Here's kind of a layout of the bedroom, the walk-in closets, the bathroom, out into the area just to kind of relax, entertain, and we've got a huge terrace right outside the different windows and the different doors to go out and enjoy as well. And as far as where we're cruising, well, one of the first ones is Barcelona to Rome. And remember, the size of the ship at 360 feet, she's going to have a footprint small enough to, yes, go into some of the more popular ports that you got to go when you go to those destinations, but also tuck away in some of these villages you've never heard of, enjoy the charm and maybe what it was like maybe a couple of generations ago versus what it could be before we got there. Adriatic Sea, of course, enjoying the Slovenian coast down Croatia, Montenegro, Albania. Then, of course, then getting down into Greek, getting to Aegean Sea from Athens. And then, of course, we'll go from Athens down to Limassol, Cyprus. And it's a year-long program. So in the winter months, we'll find ourselves down in the Egypt and Jordan destination. Just some really cool itineraries in mind. There is a cruise calendar that's published and ready to go. Note that the duration of these cruises are perfect, especially for the U.S. traveler. 8 days to 12 days. And again, lots of them available to do back-to-back. If people want to do 8 days here and 8 days there, why not? Or what I call surf and turf, right? Have them do a 8-day cruise with us, and then they can go turf and tour on land with us, with Scenic or someone else. It's a nice way to kind of combine those 2 different experiences together. So it's going to be unique access to some of these intimate ports and just incredible, stunning locations. In Corsica, for example, we'll go into some of these ports, and this is at the southernmost tip of Corsica, part of our 8-day French and Italian Riviera experience, or maybe into France. Oh, why not? South of France, so you get that typical Mediterranean fishing port, and you get to tuck into some of these destinations, and either we anchor offshore and tinder in, or we can come up to some of these docks real easily. And I think, like Glenn mentioned, even on the video, there's a super yacht in port right now, and that's probably about where we would be ported in, so that guests can come on and off the ship very easily to get into Fiscardo here in France on the Ionian Sea adventures, or discover the Eastern Med. Or perhaps they want to check out Italy, right? So either the combo of French and Italian rivers, little sailing here, Porto, and then Piran and Slovenia. This is real popular with a lot of folks that want to get there for their own holidays, their own vacations. And it's got some charm. It's got those small city, small village type of feel. And of course, we'll be offering pre and post hotel stays with a lot of these, especially in the major, starting and stopping points. And then even flights and things like that if people want to extend their vacations in. So what's included on Emerald Yachts? Well, airport transfers, breakfast, lunch, dinner, of course. We'll have beer and wine, lunch and dinner, and then there'll be some drink packages available. We'll have these really cool state-of-the-art coffee machines. They have these bean to cup grind. It's the freshest coffee you'll have. Or for the tea drinkers like myself, plenty of tea to choose from, loose leaf tea, bag tea, very much like our river cruises. It's always English all the time for our crew, so there's a great exchange of information and knowledge as they get to learn about the destination, but also the guests that are going with them, they'll have a chance to enjoy that exchange. But also know that we'll vet and train our crew just like we do with our other brands to make sure they're providing top-notch service and they have that localized experience for those destinations we'll go to. Wi-Fi, port charges included. That's a key add-on, and again, that kind of speaks to the value of the overall Emerald Cruises brand. And of course, tips and gratuities on board will be included. So there's some great early bird fares available right now, up to 15% off. I think an 8-day cruise starts around $2,800 and goes up from there, depending on the suite level and duration. So some terrific available to you and your clients. She is ready for booking and going to be sailing July of 21. The word's out. So is all the different trade magazines and different sources picking us up from the different articles. Know that this is going to be kind of the tip of the tongue for a lot of folks very curious about this great super yacht of only 100 guests going to some of these terrific little ports and destinations, the tried and true and the yet to be discovered with a lot of the travelers that you serve and you cater to. For more information and get more in depth is on emeraldwaterways.com. You can go there, and up on the top right, you'll see a travel agent or travel advisor section. We'll have a lot of good resources. Number one is our 24-hour, 7-day-a-week online booking engine. It's great to be able to check out availability, quote your clients, just look up, different itineraries that fit them. Certainly the different brochures and sales materials are available to you. There's one on there called the comparison chart. Now, it's something that we didn't put together. Actually, one of our partners at River Cruise Advisor did, but that's a nice sales tool to use for your clients or even for yourself to learn a little bit more about all our friendly competitors and what's included, what's not included, and how we compare in a very fair and unbiased way to brand X out there and how we fit nicely for a lot of your clients. The one key one on there as well is going to be the Agent Academy. So that's a more in-depth training. For most of you, it'll probably take 20-30 minutes to go through it, but that's on Emerald Waterways at this point. I'm sure we'll develop one for Emerald Yachts very soon and have that available so you can get yourself even certified as far as being an Emerald Waterways specialist. And for sharing time and being here with us, of course, we have an exclusive offer. Thanks to our partners at ASTA, we wanted to offer a secret code that you can use. There it is, EWSHOW0210. That's EWSHOW0210. You should write that down right after you wrote down things like the River Cruise Guarantee and how amazing the Emerald Yachts are. And remember, this is only available as an ASTA advisor, so that when you talk to your clients, it's good until the end of the month to be able to take $250 off, including all the current offers in the marketplace, and it's combinable with everything except groups. And then for questions, for additional details, other things that might come up, we have a terrific sales team out there ready to serve you. You have my contact information from the beginning, or certainly you can get it from ASTA or find us on our websites on that same travel agent section. You can find out who your regional sales director is or who the different folks are you need to get in touch with. So I wanted to say thank you for sharing time with us to learn about Emerald Waterways, some of our current and new destinations coming, and certainly Emerald Yachts with the Emerald Azzurra and what might be coming for the future for some of those destinations. So Cara, at this point, I'm happy to open it up and see what we've got available for questions or anyone that might have some curiosities about any of this information.
All right, Mark, thank you. It looks like our first question is going to be, does the cruise line insurance cover cancellations for any reason, in particularly reasons for mental health?
I've never heard about the mental health portion of that, but the river cruise coverage is just for the cruise itself. So it does, and I'm glad someone brought this question up. It does not replace cancel for any reason or medical insurance. So this is Emerald and Scenic's way of covering the cruise portion for the guests for those situations, mechanical, weather, strikes, what have you. I absolutely purchase myself and encourage you to sell cancel for any reason or medical insurance, depending on the client's comfort level and what they might want to precaution themselves to.
Thank you, Mark. It looks like our next question is going to be in regards to all of these amazing pictures and videos. How would our advisors go about obtaining these videos or any other promotional materials that they could use?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, a lot of that's going to be on the travel agent section. For the stuff on the yacht, since it's literally out of the wrapper this last week, get a hold of, harass, harangue, call, email your regional sales director. Feel free to, of course, get a hold of myself, and I'll get you in touch with them. And we have a lot of this content available to you in fact sheets, videos, and thanks, by the way, for, again, bringing this question up, because a picture tells 1,000 words, then a video tells millions, right? So when you see some of these videos come across, you can't help but get allured to wanting to go.
Thank you, Mark. Looks like we have another question referring to one of the amazing videos that you had showed us. So is there scuba diving off of the back deck?
You know, I'm a scuba diver myself, so I'm going to take that question to headquarters and find out what we might be planning. I'm assuming, given the space we have on the ship and with local expertise, we'll probably be putting guests in touch with local dive shops in those different ports, so that we can have the equipment available for tanks, BCs, and all that good stuff. If I know I'm going to go somewhere like this, I tend to pack. I know it sounds dorky, guys, but I have a tendency to actually pack my own fins when I go to some place like the Med. Because I'm used to them and they get me where I want to go. But yeah, stay tuned on the scuba question. Great question. Of course, there'll be snorkeling available. Have paddle boards. I know we're going to be looking at having some local shops provide us some kayaking around these amazing warm waters. So stay tuned on that one. What else?
Thank you, Mark. We have a few more questions like that I'm going to send your way that might be easier for you to respond directly. But for the good of the group, it looks like we have another advisor who's wondering, are you all accepting groups on the Azzurra?
We absolutely are. Thank you. Yeah, so groups for the river cruising, of course, and absolutely we'll be doing groups for our yachts. Some of the details are finalizing as we speak, but we'll have some terrific, expect to have some terrific group amenities and some tour conductor rates in that.
Thank you, Mark. And our last question for the day, which is my personal favorite question, is beer and wine included all day or just at lunch and dinner?
So that kind of tells us more about you, Cara, and myself as a wino than the question itself, right? So we'll have beer and wine available at lunch and dinner. It's included. And then drink packages for those that want to add to it. So Cara and I would be happily purchasing some very reasonable drink packages to enjoy whatever spirit or wine or beer we want to as we're having those warm Mediterranean breezes come across the sky bar, right?
Yes, that is definitely some good information to have. Thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure working on this webinar with you, Mark. And now it is time for our very anticipated giveaways. So drum roll, please. Congratulations. Our first lucky winner, Lori Bahana. I'm very sorry, Lori, if I just completely butchered your last name. But you are the winner of the gift card from ASTA. And Miss Diana Farrow, again, Diana, I apologize to you if I just butchered your last name as well. You are our winner of our $200 Amazon gift card, courtesy of our amazing presenters and our platinum level proud partner, Scenic. So thank you guys for joining us today. It has been amazing. This webinar was recorded and will be available for your on-demand viewing pleasures within the next couple of days. So if you have any advisors that you would like to push this out to, or if anybody has a part of the webinar that they would like to rewatch, this will be available. So thank you, Mark, for such an amazing webinar again, and we hope everyone has a wonderful afternoon.
Thanks, everyone. Happy bookings.